And now, 6 Sports presents the Dean Trailways 5th Quarter.
What a day and what a week it has been, especially at Michigan State University. We'll have more on the big donation the athletic department is receiving later on in the show. As always, thanks for tuning in to the Dean Trailways 5th Quarter. I'm Ian Kress.
And I'm Tyler Driesinga. We'll also get to our high school basketball teams in a little bit, but tonight we start with the top 3 matchup at Munn Ice Arena. Number 3 Michigan State welcomed in number 1 Michigan.
That's right. This was the first of 4 matchups the two teams will play this season. Spartans on home ice, and in the first period, Malcolm Spence fires it home to get the Wolverines on the board. No one scored the rest of the first period or the second period, so it was 1-0 in the third. Then it's Aiden Park firing it past Trey Augustine, making it 2-0 Wolverines. Later in the third, Wolverines were on the power play, and how about Jaden Perron taking advantage? Michigan takes down Michigan State 3-0 in East Lansing. The series will move back to Ann Arbor tomorrow night.
Hats off to them, and obviously we got to respond now. We got an opportunity tomorrow, last game before break, and look in the mirror. Our job as coaches is it's easy to fly off the handle and point fingers, and we got to do a better job of making sure we're doing the right things. And this group is a group we've really enjoyed coaching here, and it's important to finish strong here before break.
So like we said, the series is going to shift to Ann Arbor tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, and we'll shift the show now to high school basketball.
Yeah, it's opening week across the state of Michigan, and after Mason and Williamston earned wins in their season openers, they jumped right into conference play against one another tonight. Mason jumped out to an 11-1 lead after the first quarter, but a 13-0 Williamston run in the second tightened this game up. In the third, Tommy Pratt throws it ahead to Jamison Conti, and he gets up for the jam. Hornets on top 30-26. Still in the third quarter, Mason freshman point guard Lakin Johnson drives to the rim, gets the hope and the harm. He'd make the free throw to give the Bulldogs the lead back 31-30. Fourth quarter, Bulldogs swing it to Mason Dowdy for the corner 3. He buries it to push the lead to 8, 49-41. Williamston wouldn't let Mason pull away though. Conti lines up a 3 of his own from the corner. Count it to tie the game at 49. The Hornet crowd is into it, and moments later, Williamston in transition. Brett Palmer feeds Gabriel Robke for 2 to cap off a 10-0 run and put the Hornets on top. Final 10 seconds, Mason down 1, a 3-pointer's off the mark. Garrett Coate pulls down the rebound and is fouled with 3 seconds left. He just needs to make 1 to force overtime, both to win. He knocks in the first to tie it at 51. He'd missed the second though, and we head to overtime. In OT, it's the freshman Johnson getting to the rim in a hurry once again, laying it up and in. Mason wins it 63-57 in overtime. And after scoring 39 in the season opener, Mason Dowdy led the Bulldogs again with 20 points, including some key free throws in overtime.
It definitely is a big role. Having 39 the other night did put a big target on my back, which kind of frustrated me a little bit at the beginning of the game, and then I kind of found my rhythm a little bit once I started hitting free throws.
This group doesn't stop. We saw it at Grand Ledge last week. There's something about them. They're still all jacked up right now. They're having a good time, but they play really hard. That's all I ask of them. There's a lot of things for us to try to figure out what we're doing, okay, but right now I can't be more proud of our kids.
Staying in the CAAC Red, Lansing Eastern traveled to Hazlitt tonight, and Hazlitt's Travis Satterba kicks it out to Wardell Wicker, who buries the 3 to get the scoring started. The Quakers would return the favor. Latrell Travis pulls up from deep, connects on the triple. A little bit later in the game, Ian Curtis goes to work down low. Off the miss, gets his own rebound and the bucket. Lansing Eastern goes on the road, takes down Hazlitt tonight 58-57. Moving down to some of our Jackson area schools. One school in particular is coming off a historic season.
Yeah, Grass Lake won the Cascades Conference last year for the first time since 1971. I don't even think you were born yet. For more
how old do you think I am?
For more of the Warriors, we bring in our Kara Adams.
Yeah, guys, Grass Lake is coming off such a successful season, and they're looking to keep those good vibes going. They did, however, lose their season opener to Quincy on Wednesday, so they were looking to get back to their winning ways tonight. Grass Lake is also led by a new head coach, Jason O'Neill. However, Leslie, they were on a mission tonight. Jumping to the third quarter, Leslie leads 35-14 at the half. Jackson Fawcett gets the steal. He finds Henry Bradford, who lays it up and in. 37-14 Leslie, and the Blackhawks start to pull away. Under 6 to go in the third. Roman DeRose works inside, gets the bucket and the foul. Leslie leads 41-16. To end the third quarter. This time, not this time, it's Bradford again. He gets it to go. Leslie leads 50-18. Under 6 in the fourth, DeRose makes it look easy, and the Blackhawks just could not be stopped, and they go on to win it 64-27.
Thank you, Kara. Jackson Lumen Christi repeated as regional champions a season ago, but both of those seasons have ended with a state quarterfinal loss to Riverview Gabriel Richard.
The Titans got a chance at a little revenge in their season opener against the Pioneers tonight. Riverview Gabriel Richard is the reigning state champion in Division III, and the Pioneers got off to a fast start. Late first quarter, Derek Lesko picks the pocket and takes it on the fast break, finishing the easy layup, giving Riverview Gabriel Richard its largest lead at 10. But the Titans climb back into it as Ashton Callan dribbles through defenders. What a move, weaving his way to the rim for a tough finish. 2 of his 35 points tonight. Third quarter, Broden Burgess drives into the lane, kicks it out to Jonathan Morgan for 3. Titans take their first lead of the half, and they would not look back. The Titans avenge last season's playoff loss, winning this one 65-56.
So those are 2 of the top teams in the state in Division III last year. Coming up after the break, we'll check in on another.
Yet, Pewamo Westphalia was a state semifinalist in D3 last year and brings back a ton of its top players.
Plus, in the CAAC Blue, Waverly was a top challenger to East Lansing last season and has high expectations again this winter. Highlights from that next after the break.
Welcome back. Last season, Pewamo Westphalia beat Perry by an average of 32.5 points in the 2 games they played last season, and they made it to the Division III semifinal game at the Breslin Center. Tonight, the Pirates welcome the Perry Ramblers to their house in this CMAC matchup. Logan Farmer passes it to Grady Elkin, who cuts through 2 defenders, and he lays it up and in for the buckets. A couple minutes later, Perry driving, but Grady Elkin once again gets the steal, and he takes it all the way downtown for the slam, and his team is pretty fired up about that one. A little later on, Sam Thalen throws up the 3. It rims out, but Trent Pickett is right there to get the rebound and puts it back in. The Pirates just can't be stopped. Logan Farmer, he saves it from going out of bounds, spins, misses it, but Pickett once again is there and gets the bucket. And the Pirates go on to rout the Ramblers 67-27.
Staying in the CMAC, Lansing Christian traveled to Potterville. Both teams won their season opener earlier in the week. First quarter, Lansing Christian with the ball, and sophomore Ben Rotman muscles up for the bucket and the foul to give the Pilgrims the early lead. Potterville would take the lead back on the other end. Omar Perez splashes home the triple, and as Lansing Christian starts bringing the ball up the floor, the Vikings turn defense into offense. The turnover is going to lead to Greg Crows getting the tough bucket to foul. Potterville led after the first quarter and kept going in the second. Isaiah Walzen with the bucket down low. Potterville wins 68-59 and is 2-0. Well, after winning 20 games this season ago, the Waverly Warriors are eager to begin this new season with some of their top players back from a year ago.
Yeah, Xavier Pendergrass and Derek Thomas are both returning all-conference performers for Waverly.
Plus, Rod Watts is back for his 7th season leading the Warriors as they were taking on Flint Carmen Ainsworth tonight. Waverly led at halftime and broke it open in the third. Xavier Pendergrass with the put-back jam. Shortly after, Pendergrass takes flight again, and he let the Cavaliers know you can't stop him. A little bit later, it's hoop season, which means it's hop, skip, and a do season. CJ Gomez with a flick of the wrist gets the bucket and the foul. Time ticking down in the third quarter. Derek Thomas II beats the buzzer to give Waverly an 18-point lead. Thomas had 25 points, and the Warriors win 86-65.
Over in Okemos, the Wolves welcomed in Howell for their home opener. They pick it up in the first quarter off the baseline out of bounds. Musa Tashtanov puts it in for Okemos' first points of the night. Howell responds as Kalen Back goes to work inside and gets it to go over the shoulder. Highlanders take an 8-4 lead. Then Sathvik Rachamalu drives, stops, and knocks in the step-back jumper. Okemos hanging in early, but Howell would pull away as the game wore on. Bad fires a good pass to a cutting Daniel Hampton for the lay-in. Howell improves to 2-0 with a 55-36 win over Okemos.
Lansing Everett was at home tonight taking on Benton Harbor. All-conference player Marion May back for his junior season. Just before the first quarter buzzer, freshman Christian Davis comes up with a steal, beats the buzzer to give the Vikings a 1-point lead. Benton Harbor would take control in the second quarter, though. Damani McBride fights for the bucket and helps the Tigers lead by 15 at halftime. Everett did cut into the lead in the second half. May, one cool customer, beats the third quarter buzzer to make it a 7-point game. However, McBride was working the paint down low. Benton Harbor goes on to take down Lansing Everett 67-58.
Moving back down to Jackson Northwest High School, the Mounties welcome DeWitt for an Interstate 8 CAAC matchup. Right away in the first quarter, Roe Dudeau finds Dennis Graham. He drains the 3 to give the Mounties the early 3-0 lead. Malik Hill, this time he finds Dudeau, and the freshman, he drives in, gets the layup, and the Mounties just take control of this early. Under 6 minutes to go, DeWitt roams Dunham, goes out wide to Ian Sotheby, who gets the bucket, 7-4 Jackson. And to wrap up the first quarter, Malik Hill misses his 3, but Marquise Williams gets the rebound, battles inside to get the bucket, and the Mounties go on to win it 59-50.